Good morning, guys. This is Richard Warrington. Welcome back to my series, So You Want to Become an FFL. This is my gun store, Mr. Guns Firearms, located in Cave Creek, Arizona. And I'm here to help you become an FFL if that's what you truly want to do, because I'm going to tell you right now, nobody else is going to help you do it. Not Brandon Herrera, not the ATF, not your buddy that knows a lot about guns, okay? You got to have to talk to somebody who has gone through the process, and that's me. I'm going to take a slug of White Monster here and we'll get started. So my first couple of videos, we talked about how I got started. I was a kitchen table guy. Before that, I had another career for 25 years. And I had been around guns pretty much my whole life. My dad was a huge collector. I had friends growing up whose parents were manufacturers, big hunters, large collections, you name it. I grew up in South Florida. It was easy to be around guns. The gun culture is very healthy down there and continues to be. Machine guns, class 3, all that stuff, whatever you want. So I lived in California for a while, and I was still kind of like kept my interest in guns as much as possible over there because the laws, as we know, are ridiculous. But when I moved to Arizona, I was in the gun game for about 9 months. I closed my practice, got my FFL, my first FFL, which was an 0103. Check my previous videos. We talk about the different types of licenses to get. And I moved to Arizona, and I was a kitchen table guy, which means you're doing it out of your house. And I decided I was going to open up a store because I did so well and I was having a lot of fun, and it helped me spend time with the family and help out with the kids, etc. So that being said, now I have a store, full retail store. I do consignments. I have new guns, I have old guns, I consign guns, I sell machine guns, I sell silencers, full service 0702. That is my license designation, okay? So after talking about the other topics, how you're gonna open your store, what kind of license you're gonna get, the next thing I'm gonna talk about as far as becoming an FFL is like, where am I gonna get my guns? And I really didn't know when I opened a full retail store. Like, I know about Gun Broker, I know about Guns International, I know where to get guns. You know, it's not that difficult. However, how are you going to allow yourself the margins that are required to maintain a retail storefront if you're buying guns from outlets like that, right? So you got to do a lot of surfing if you're going to get guns from those websites, or you go through distribution. Now, there are a lot of distributors in the country. I am aligned with Sports South, Lipsy's, Davidson's, RSR, Bill Hicks, and numerous other manufacturers that I can source direct from, right? I have my tax ID number, I have my FFL, I go direct to them, I set up accounts, and I buy the products that I want to have in my store directly from them. Now, if you're a kitchen table guy, that's probably not going to happen. Most of the larger distributors will not work with you if you are not a brick and mortar guy. If you don't have a storefront, if you don't have signs and displays and cabinets and a big, wall full of guns like this, they want to know that you have traffic and you're not just going to buy, a couple $100 worth of stuff from them every year. They want turnover, you know what I mean? They want to send you the latest stuff. They want to give you a rep. I have my favorite distributor for certain items. So my across the board availability distributor is out of Louisiana. We'll leave their name out of this for right now. My rep is awesome. I can send her an email and she'll respond to me like that. Now, working with other distributors, all of your reps are not going to necessarily be like that. You may not even ever talk to your rep. Your rep will not look for stuff for you. Your rep will not answer your emails. Your rep will not call you back. So that's how I kind of gravitated towards this one distributor that I like the best. And I can send her text messages as if I'm traveling and somebody reaches out to me for a product. There's actually 2 distributors that I work with where the rep is available like that. And that's fantastic because I never know when I'm down at Havasu running around in the boat or something and somebody sends me a text message, because my personal phone is my business phone. Hey, Rich, can you get this? Let me check. I'll get right back to you. And that's the kind of level of service that I provide for my customers. I'm hungry. Like, I want to work. I like guns. I like seeing all kinds of different stuff. People may order things from me that I've never heard of before. People may order things from me that they can't get at the local gun store. And as I've stated in previous videos, there are a lot of gun stores here, including 3 major big box stores. However, if you've ever shopped at a Bass Pro Shops, a Cabela's, or a Shields, for instance, they're fabulous stores. We love to go there, look, touch, feel. You know, it's an experience to go to a big box store like that. They're only gonna have limited inventory, and they probably won't order you anything because they're trying to sell what's on the shelf. So that's where I came in when I figured out what I was going to do with my shop. Yes, I needed to be able to source common things that you might be able to buy in a big box store or another gun store, but do you got to drive 20 minutes to get to another gun store? Are you going to get personalized service? Are they very busy? Are you going to have to stand in line? And believe it or not, here in Arizona, these are things that you're facing when you go to a gun store. A lot of gun stores don't do consignment. A lot of gun stores do consignment, but they don't have finer guns, right? I will give you an example at the end of the video here of just some of the stuff that's been delivered to me in the last couple of days by some of my VIP consigners, because they know that that's my clientele. That's who's coming in my shop. That's what people are looking for. And these are guys who have hundreds of guns. They've accumulated over decades, right? But they're getting on in years. They know their family's not interested in it. They want to go ahead and take care of the liquidation process for the family and then leave them the proceeds from those purchases and sales rather than have them deal with the guns after the fact. So I have new guns. I have new optics. I can get you ARs from virtually any manufacturer. I can get you handguns from virtually any manufacturer. And if you saw one of my other videos, I posted a $45,000 cabin on here that one of my customers bought and had transferred in. But I also have $300 used guns that people bring in, because let's face it, like, if you have a collection, you're not just buying expensive guns. You're buying the stuff you like. You're buying the stuff that you want to shoot. And you're buying guns for your kids to shoot. You're buying guns for your wife to carry or to leave in a car or whatever. So that's the skinny on the distribution side of things. So once you get started, you get your license, you get your business license, you get your storefront, or you're working out of your house, you need to figure out how you're going to get your guns. If I surf Gun Broker enough, if I surf Guns International enough, I find lots of good deals. I let that all be determined by how many guns I've got in the shop and how many guns I want to have in the shop. If you look at my walls are always full. Some of these might be my guns. Most of them are consignment guns and new guns, okay? So just an example, I had Chris Kyle's McMillan designated sniper instructor buy some guns from me the other day. Yes, the Chris Kyle, American Sniper, right? So turns out he's got a pile of guns. And because of the guns that he bought from me, what level those guns were on, he knew that I was going to sell the kind of guns that he has. So for an example, he brought me a Valmet. Now, if you don't know what a Valmet is, if this looks very familiar, the receiver and the magazine, this is a French AK, okay? The bayonet mount is on the flash hider, very, very unusual. And this is the stock, right? How about that? This is a vintage firearm. Now, what's it worth? I have to do my comps and find out. I know what he wants for it. I know my local collectors and what they're buying. I'm gonna place a couple of phone calls and maybe we can get this thing sold for him. I get my consignment fee. He gets his money. Everybody's happy. And that's how you do business. Thanks for watching my videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll try to produce more. As soon as summer's over and the kids go back to school, I'll be making more videos on a regular basis. I usually try to hop in here, get all the guns set up. I'm a one-man shop most of the time, and but I want to put out the information for you guys because nobody else is doing it. So thanks for watching. My name is Richard Warrington. This is Mr. Guns Firearms. Do you want to be an FFL? Watch my video series.